Hey Wes, here's that website audit. Sorry it took so long. So to start out with here, let's take a look at their top keywords. So of course, mortgage broker is by far the most searched. But then we have mortgage agent, licensed broker, mortgage advisor. And so when you're looking at doing kind of titles and more content, definitely leverage as much of these as you can. And so now when we're direct searching your business, so this is your website and this is the title of your website. So there's room for improvement here. You do say mortgage broker down here, but I would say, is it Rosso mortgages? And then I'd have mortgage broker Kelowna in your title in some capacity. So say Rosso mortgages, your trusted mortgage broker in Kelowna or something like that. And then down in here, I would use another variation since mortgage broker is your top keyword, have it in your title. And then you could use maybe something like mortgage advisor or, licensed mortgage broker down here in your description. So you change up your keywords from your title to and your description to try and get as many variations as possible in there, as well as saying Kelowna or the Okanagan somewhere in the description as well. Looking at your website, overall, it's pretty good. The one thing I notice immediately is the lack of content on the page. And I'm sure we've talked about this before about how you wanted to keep it user-friendly and everything, but the one thing that you need to have on your page is words so Google knows when and why to bring you up. As an example, kind of looked at your top competitors for mortgage broker Kelowna. And before we get to their websites, you can see here, like in their title, you got mortgage broker Kelowna, mortgage broker Kelowna, Kelowna mortgage broker. So it's obvious that that is important and it's working. And yeah, mortgages, Kelowna, Kelowna mortgages. So variations of the keyword and the location on either side of it. But then when we get into their actual websites, definitely a lot more content. And you'll see, again, mortgage broker Kelowna, private lenders Kelowna, commercial mortgages Kelowna. These guys right in their title, mortgage broker Kelowna. This one's not a ton more content, but this is what I like to advise people who want to keep their websites a little bit more clean, is these kind of accordion drops down style hiders, so you can hide a lot of content in here. So I would recommend doing this in some fashion like this to get more words on your page. And then these guys as well, lots and lots of content. So you can see the differences kind of immediately. Again, here's mortgage brokers in Kelowna to your website. And so like kind of one of the first things you look at is typing in mortgage broker. You've got it used twice. So once here and once down here. This site uses mortgage broker 26 times. I would say that's too much. It's definitely overkill. But then we look at these guys have it 11 times. And these guys have 10 times. So I would suggest having at least 6 or 7 times. I think 26 is too much. I think 10 and 11 is probably pushing it a little bit. But 6 or 7, you should be definitely safe with that. Kind of switching back here for a second, I forgot to mention, in your Google reviews, I think it's great. You've really been pushing to get more of them. That's awesome. And you are replying to them, so that's great. So that's definitely one thing I've been trying to preach the last little while. but you still need to make sure that you're saying what service you gave them and where you gave them that service. So, thanks, Shay. Pleasure to work with you and Jen. I know sometimes getting a mortgage in Kelowna for Kelowna real estate can be a challenge, but we got it done. So then you got Kelowna mortgage in the review. So just keep that in mind as you're replying to more of these reviews. It's kind of coming back to your site. I've also noticed that you don't really have any titles. So looking at this, it's an H2 title. So this is kind of your biggest and best title. And so these H tags are the first thing that Google reads when they come onto your website, and H1 being the most powerful. So this is an H3, this is an H2, this is an H2 as well. And I mean, a free mortgage review, this is H2 as well. So you're saying all of these have the same importance on your website. Also an H2. I mean, you do have at least the word mortgage a couple times in these H2 tags. But what you really need to do, similar to what these people have done, is make an H1 tag, Kelowna mortgage broker. That's the most powerful term you can have, and it should be the first thing that Google reads when it comes onto your site. Another thing that's important is image alt texts. So when you read this image has Kelowna mortgage broker. So she's done a great job here. A lot of people miss this, but you can put words inside of images on your website. So I know you don't have many words or many images, but if you did decide to add more, like you can name this, that's an image. And right now it doesn't have any name. But whatever images you do have, I would name them something to do with mortgage brokering in Kelowna. And then, yeah, just overall, I'm going to say it again, you just need more content. You have technically 47 pages that are indexed by Google. This person has 22. These guys got 61. And these other guys have 57. So it's not like you're losing this race by a lot. You're not. So kind of keeping up on a blog. I know you do have a blog, but if you want to keep kind of adding more to that, that's kind of how I would suggest kind of keeping up with these guys, because they, all have blogs, of course. And then lastly, and this is where nobody's really winning the race, this is kind of a backlinking tool. And this is kind of where the SEO part of the job comes in. And this is kind of the number we're looking at to see how well your site is doing. And so you do have some links coming in, but they're not powerful at all. They don't give any credibility to your site. This is my Kelowna mortgage broker. Again, not very good. These guys, a little bit better. And yeah, really not very good at all. My sites that I rank have somewhere up to the high 20s to low 30s for the trust flow. And so there's a lot of room for improvement here. So, if you get up on your content and you were serious about kind of attacking the Google search engine kind of rankings, I think there is opportunity, even though it is quite a competitive term and competitive area. But from what I can see, there are opportunities. So I hope that gave you some insights. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach out. Thanks.